Coming to you live from the basement of the guy's house that records this, the Dryline Farmer presents Basement Level News, starting now. This is Basement Level News. I'm your host, Brent Carlson. Leading off our news tonight is a report from New Mexico in which a homeschool student sent a bomb threat that was mailed to a nearby public high school. The identity of the teenage suspect will remain sealed due to their age. However, in a statement, the high school's English department remarked that it was, quote, by far the most well-written and grammatically correct piece of homework ever handed in. I heard the guy got an A on it. Age differences in couples have always been a somewhat contentious subject amongst Americans, and the relationship of actors Sarah Paulson and Holland Taylor is no exception. Paulson, 47, and Taylor, 79, first met at a party in 2005, but did not start dating until 2015. Later in November of that year, Taylor teased the newly minted relationship on WNYC's Death, Sex, and Money podcast. The couple is expected to give an intimate account on the new and upcoming podcast. Guess who's going to end up with the sex and money, and who's going to end up with the death? I hear it's kind of one of those true crime deals, you know. They keep you guessing till the end. Pamela Anderson is once again making waves with her upcoming memoir, Love, Pamela, in where she accuses Tim Allen of exposing himself on the set of Home Improvement. In the book, Anderson claims that, quote, on the first day of filming, I walked out of my dressing room and Tim was in the hallway in his robe. He opened his robe and flashed me quickly, completely naked underneath. He said it was only fair because he had seen me naked. Now we're even, end quote. Anderson then responded by saying, I laughed uncomfortably, end quote. Many conservative women's groups across the country have responded to the uncomfortable laughter comment by saying, great, now you know how we feel. The name of that group? The Association of Moms Who Didn't Knock on Their Teenage Son's Bedroom Door When Pamela Anderson Was in Playboy. Wonder how they make that into an acronym or not. The book is expected to reach all demographics across the country and around the world to even the most reclusive societies. The Sentinelese tribe, which live on an extremely remote island in the Indian Ocean and have had no contact with the outside world in over 50 years, were quoted as saying, yeah, we seen that coochie. I mean, you know, the internet's forever, so even if you don't have any. Well, Allyssa Milano has sold her Tesla in order to, quote, defy hate and white supremacy after Tesla's CEO Elon Musk bought the social media site Twitter. Milano claims that no one should be promoting their business on Twitter because of Musk's political persuasion. Milano also revealed that she has replaced her Tesla with a Volkswagen EV and loves the car and the company. You know, she really should be commended because Volkswagen has such a rich history dating all the way back to its founders. Where's my hand? This guy? This guy. Yeah. Doesn't seem like a good founder. A new study from England has many people scrambling for the salad bar after its findings revealed that every bite of junk food increases the risk of dying from cancer. If true, it is estimated that the entire United States will be one big tumor by 2025. Hey, if you're going to die, do something you love. Well, hundreds of illegal migrants and their supporters are staging protests in New York after the NYPD required all single males to relocate from their five-star accommodations at the Watson Hotel to a new migrant processing center at the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal in Red Hook, Brooklyn. It is surprising, really. First, these immigrants choose to leave their equatorial paradise countries to move to cold, windy New York, And now they want to switch from a 5-star hotel to a boat dock in Brooklyn? I mean, make up your mind. I don't know. When you're on vacation, things happen. Well, in case your depression from loneliness wasn't bad enough, now you can revel in the fact that Mr. Mucus is now hotter than you. The animated villain seen in television ads, seeking to make his sick victims as miserable as possible, is now being touted as a sex symbol as his new social media account has many women longing for his company. You know, something tells me Mr. Mucus is going to need to hook up with Miss Penicillin after he lays down with all these other sicko kinks. I don't know. You know, you get what you pay for. Well, China is claiming that they have cloned 3 so-called mutant cows that will be able to produce more than 4,600 gallons of milk per year. That's more than double the production of a typical dairy cow. So, therefore, these Chinese cows will be the first in history to actually require motorboating. I think they're on a different deal there. A man in Singapore is seeking more than $2 million in legal damages after against a woman who he said caused him trauma after she rebuffed his romantic advances and told him she saw him, quote, only as a friend. Kay Kaushigan claims that the woman's rejection of him caused him pain and suffering and inhibited his earning capacity. Well, move over, Chuck Norris. There's a new hero in town. Yeah, I can say so. Well, some mothers appear to be getting their makeup done before the birth of their children, and the decision has stirred lots of discussion on social media. Terms such as birthing makeup, labor makeup, and delivery makeup have yielded dozens of viral videos of women hitting the powder room before getting ready to have a baby. You know, I wish they had this kind of stuff when my kids were born because, you know, even though I was ready to get busy with my wife, and even though my wife was crowning at the time, I just couldn't get past that no makeup look. Oof. Oof. But don't tell her I said that. And finally, the U.S. military is tracking a high Chinese altitude surveillance balloon over the continental United States and says the path of the balloon goes over many different, quote, sensitive sites, end quote. Although the military is saying the balloon poses no threat, there is a group of protesters already raising alarms after their very own encounter with an uninvited balloon operator. My wife hates that movie. And that's all tonight for Basement Level News. I'm your host, Brent Carlson.